Okay, this video today is going to be about American Indian hairstyles. In this video, I'm going to be talking about hair extensions and also dreadlocks as being American Indian hairstyles. Okay, so this is a picture of a weave that the American Indians use, and it's by the Mussey McCord Museum. And as you look at it, it has the weave look like it's braided up. Then you can see the top part that they probably use to like bind it into their hair or attach it to their hair. Then, okay, so then let's look at another one. We'll look at this one right here. See, now they're showing you now this weave right here, and you see how these braids they're much bigger. Okay, so you see that right there. And then let's go back and let's look at another one. Let's see. This one. You see this one? It's pretty long. This is talking about the uses of buffalo hair and how the Indians use it for extensions to make their hair longer, or they use it to attach to their headdress. So it says, this book is American Anthropologist. It says new series, volume 11, number 3, July through September 1909, pages 401 through 425. It's 26 pages. So I'm looking at, I was going to go to page 15. Now, what it says here, I'll blow it up for you guys. It says various uses of buffalo hair. And then at the bottom, it says headdress of buffalo hair from the U.S. National Museum, number 16714, on page 415. Then on page 416, it says, and it says Colonel R.I. Dodge, R. Wild Indians, Hartford, 1882, page 304. Now it says here, and again we find this rather general statement: the Central and Northern Plain tribes part their hair in the middle and confine it in two long tails, one over or just behind each ear. These pieced out with buffalo or horsehair to make them longer, or wrapped with a long and narrow piece of cloth or beaver skin cut in strips, the folds of which furnish receptacles of which the Indians make great use. Okay, it says an extensively rare headdress formed of buffalo hair is preserved in United States National Museum, number 167,145. Okay, and then right here they're showing it how it was used as a headdress. When you look at this Indian that's on to your left, and it says drawing of Frederick Kurtz, 1851, showing the high Datsa headdress. But remember, they also said that who did this? It says the Central and Northern Plains tribes part their hair in the middle and confine it two long tails, one over or just behind each ear. These pieced out with buffalo or horsehair to make them longer. Okay, and so the people or the women that you know that do this today are people that they're calling American Indians, which we know they used to call these same people American Negroes because they are the Indians, and they have renamed the Indians Negroes and Colored, as you already know. So next, I'm going to show you all the different weaves that the American Negro, which is now called African American, but who is and are the American Indians. I'm going to show you the different weaves and stuff that today is on the market that the American Indians still put in their hair. And here, this is a picture of a woman, and her hair is long, and then you see the extensions right there to your right. And then I'm going to click on another picture, and you see this one, this weave right here, and you see how it looks a little different, and you see her to the left. Now these are the women that are known for getting hair weaves. Okay, these are the women that are known for getting hair weaves, and as we know, these people, they're calling these ladies African Americans, but they're not African Americans. They're American Indians, because this is an American Indian hairstyling technique. Okay, as I showed you previously.
So the first step in installing your weave is braiding down your hair. Now this can be hard, especially if you don't know how to braid, but you can still do your own sewing without knowing.
Now it says, the spectator in Africa, where there are dreadlocks, there are white tourists being preyed upon. Now the reason why he says this is because he knows that dreadlocks are not an African hairstyle, even though, you know, people who are ignorant to the fact would assume that, because it's a curly hair, nappy hair hairstyle. And this shows you that it isn't, and that he's aware of that, and he should know that, because he should know his relatives, because the Africans and the Europeans been intermixing for hundreds, if not thousands of years. So anyway, it says guides, maps, and tourist fact boxes often adopt little pictorial symbols, shorthand icons that signal key facts or recommendations. A tiny canoe and parasol, for example, indicate boating facilities plus a beach, but less common have been warning shorthands designed positively to identify an unpleasantness or something to avoid. How about, for instance, an overflowing dustbin with wavy lines above it, for instance, indicating smelly earmuffs against a hotel's name as noisy a warning, or a trouser pocket with a wand of notes sticking out. Pickpockets operate here. Since returning last month from Africa, I've been ruminating on the need for at least one new icon in symbolic form, because he says symbolic because it's not a part of the African heritage for people to do their hair in dreads. Okay, it says to be placed in the margin against any description of the hotel, market, or tourist attraction under discussion. The icon would consist in a small stylized representation, perhaps just in silhouette, of some Rastafarian style dreadlocks. A word here about dreadlocks to those who do not know Africa, or know only its tourist hotspots. Real Africans don't do dreadlocks. It says it isn't, properly speaking, an African thing. So he basically exposes this completely and lets you know that dreadlocking your hair isn't African. Its origin isn't from Africa. It's actually an American Indian thing. It's an American thing. Okay? It's a Western look. And we know the Western look that he's talking about the Western Hemisphere, which is the Americas. It says, if with the tightly curled black hair that most black Africans have, you want a variation from that style, you might, as a woman, sport the elaborate and beautiful tiny plaits one sometimes sees. Some women, few men, straighten their hair, and in men or women, it can be clipped quite hard against the scalp or allowed to luxuriate. But the dreadlocks look, an intense kind of ringlet where strands fuse into a fell of single ropes, is really West Indian in origin. And we know who's in the West Indies. We know the West Indies is a part of the Caribbean. And we know who's in the Caribbean. We got the Carib Indians, right? You have the Mayans also, because some of the Mayans also went to the islands. And then you have the Arawaks, okay? You have the Arawak Indians that's in the West Indies, okay? So it says it is associated with the Rastafarian tendency and may be said, at least in theory, to come from Ethiopia. But we know, it's not from Ethiopia, because if that was the case, you would see those people wearing their hair like that, and they don't, you know. Mostly when you look at Ethiopian people, they usually have like short little froze, but not dreads though. It says which Rastas hold to their spiritual home. It says I seen more dreadlocks in Kingston, Jamaica, or in Peckham, southeast London, than the Addis Ababa. It says from the Caribbean, dreadlocks reached London decades ago, and it is from the British West Indian community. Okay? And it says in the worldwide popularity of Afro-Caribbean, rocksteady and reggae music, that dreadlocks have acquired their aura of black male cool. But it's not the black male, because we know that what they want to call today the black people or black males, they're not black, they're red. And we already know the Indian red is another way of saying copper colored. And we already know the color of copper is a reddish brown metal. So, okay, so I'm going to leave this here, and I'm going to have the link below. And I'm also going to have the link to how the Indians use buffalo hair for their headdresses. I'm going to leave that link. And also for weaving, to add to their hair for weaves and stuff. I'm going to leave that link below too as well. Tell me, what do you think about this video? Please like, share, and subscribe. I'm out. Now, this is a post that I have on my Instagram. And as you see, these are Indians right here with dreadlocks. The one in the middle is a painting of an Indian with dreads. The one to the left is an Indian with dreadlocks. And then the one to the right is also a photo of an Indian with dreads. And it says, books, letters, and notes on the North American indigenous people of America by George Catlin, 1841. It says, all primitive tribes known in America are dark copper-colored with jet black hair, while most possess curls in the extreme and every level of wavy hair in between. The texture of the hair is generally fine, soft, or silk, or coarse or harsh. The hair of the men falling down to their hams and sometimes to the ground is divided into plaits or slabs 2 inches wide and filled with a profusion of glue and earth, which become very hard and remains unchanged from year to year. And then the credit for that is the Ross Smith.
Sharper. And again, I need to braid this, so I'm going to hold his hair at the root and pop it like that. See? Nice, good square. Again, I'm just twisting it like this, just twisting it with my 2 fingers like this, just twisting it. Now I'm going to rub it like a fire. Taking a little bit more of that Eco Sound gel to rub it on the whole dread. Okay, so I'm going to take 3 dreads right here, and I'm going to plait them up. Sometimes I like to take 3, sometimes I like to take more, but right now I'm going to take 3.
I'm going to show you these mummies. As you see, here's some mummies with dreadlocks. That's in Peru, and we know Peru is in South America. Okay, and we know the Arawaks Indians, that they came from South America, and then they went and populated the Caribbean islands and the West Indies. Then here you go. Here's some Indians right here, and their hair is in dreadlocks and twists. Okay, and it says that this was done in the 1800s. And then right here, you see this is an Indian chief from the Mojave tribe. Okay, and you see his hair is long and it's dreaded up. And like they said, looking at all these different pictures, you can easily see that the hair from all of these people that have the hair dreaded or twisted, that it's from different, variety of waves and curls, So anyways, there it is right there. Please feel free to like, share, and subscribe. And also, if you like this sweatshirt, it comes in various colors, various sizes. This is a men's premium sweatshirt. You can click on the About tab on my YouTube channel in order to purchase.